Actually, this is one of the oldest doors, Zanzibar. I don't see any oldest door than this. This is one of the really olden doors. But the square means Arab.
These houses on the outside, they're very plain. In Zanzibar here, the only part which is decorated will be the door.
This shore cloth was added later, but this pattern and this is quite very, very old.
These doors have existed along the coast for at least we know 500 years, that has been recorded, and likely more in terms of actual carving of the door, because it is mentioned as such by the Portuguese.
The Arabic door is square, and normally they write Quran, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, because before you build your house, you put your door, and your neighbor can accept it. Then they look at the door, then they tell, this is very rich. This door belonged to the Bwana Udi family, which is part of the family. They went back to Oman. This is their house. You can see the door is quite busy. They can explain, they have a clover, they have fruits, because door have to say everything.
The patterns seem to be very similar patterns connected with the Indian Ocean. There will be various things borrowed from all around. All of them were generally square at the beginning. But then in the 1880s, we begin to get a new influence coming in. Here you can trace how a new influence comes in, how it is integrated, and it becomes local. At that time, the Sultan of Zanzibar, Said Barghash, was building his palace here, which was the House of Wonders. And he seems to have brought an Indian carver, probably a Hindu, to carve his door. And he introduced a new feature, the semicircular lintel on top of the door, which had not existed before. I do not know the name of this carver myself. The reason why I said that he was probably Hindu was that in that door and in the three doors that this man carved, he introduced some animals as well. You will see a lion or a peacock as part of the decoration, which is part of Indian tradition.
The Sultan bought architecture from India to build all his doors, because Omani square, he wanted to do Indian style, and he was powerful. That's why he put lion, eagle, and snake. Eagle is free bird.
But this is a Muslim society, and the Sultan himself belongs to a puritanical sect which takes representation of life, of human beings or animals, as a no. You don't represent life. Don't compete with God. Now what is interesting is that having introduced these features at a time when a lot of other people in Zanzibar, the rich landowners, they began to copy those doors as well. So you find a lot of these doors with semicircular lintel on top, and these other features, the designs. They were copied, that's fine. But not a single one of them copied the animals, because it was really taken as taboo here, that was a departure from the norm. So now that kind of adaptation really makes it Zanzibari then. You can all go, yes, there are Indian features that can be identified, but it has gone through a change. It has become Zanzibarized or localized. And I think this is probably has happened several times throughout our history, that things come in, they're taken in, but not swallowed whole. They're indigenized and then becomes part of the local culture.